Let us now move ahead and understand the different types of learning or learners, which explain how individuals acquire knowledge and skills through varied methods. These learning types are frequently tested in Paper 1, so understanding their characteristics and distinctions is extremely important. We begin with observational learning, which takes place when individuals learn by watching the behavior of others. In this form of learning, a social model such as a parent, teacher, or peer plays a central role. The learner observes actions, attitudes, or responses and later imitates them. Unlike many other forms of learning, observational learning does not require direct reinforcement for learning to occur. It forms the foundation of social learning and helps individuals adapt their behavior within society by observing how others act and respond in similar situations. Next comes active learning, where learners take responsibility for their own learning process. In active learning, students monitor their understanding and actively work toward mastering the subject matter. This approach encourages critical thinking, self-assessment, and reflection. Learners are not passive recipients of information. Instead, they participate actively, ask questions, analyze ideas, and engage deeply with learning tasks. As a result, active learning promotes higher engagement and meaningful participation. In contrast to active learning, conventional learning, also known as passive learning, follows a more traditional structure. This type of learning usually involves a mentor or teacher, a physical facility such as a classroom, and a group of learners. Learning takes place according to a fixed schedule, and knowledge is commonly assessed through traditional examinations. The structure tends to be rigid, with a strong emphasis on teacher-led instruction. From an exam perspective, it is important to remember that conventional learning is based on passive learning, where the child listens to teachers and follows directions given by them, a statement that has been asked in exams. Moving forward, we come to situated learning, which emphasizes learning through participation in real-world contexts. In this approach, learners acquire professional and practical skills through cooperative and collaborative activities. Situated learning encourages critical thinking as well as kinesthetic abilities by involving learners in hands-on experiences. The core idea here is that learning does not occur in isolation within an individual's mind. Instead, thinking is shaped by social and physical contexts. Learning happens naturally in real-life situations where learners solve problems together and connect theory with practice. This idea is captured in the concept of situated cognition, which states that thinking exists in social and physical contexts rather than solely within the individual, a definition that has been directly asked in exams. Closely related yet distinct is assisted learning, which combines individual self-study with guidance from a tutor or teacher. Assisted learning is especially useful in the initial stages of learning, when learners require support to understand complex concepts. Over time, as learners gain confidence and competence, the level of assistance is gradually reduced. This balance between independence and guidance ensures steady progress. From an exam point of view, it is important to note that assisted learning provides strategic help in the initial stages of learning, which gradually diminishes as students become more independent, a concept that has been asked in exams. Finally, we look at latent learning, a form of learning that occurs without immediate reinforcement. In latent learning, knowledge is acquired but remains hidden until a situation arises that requires its use. The learned behavior may not be demonstrated right away, but becomes evident later when reinforcement or motivation is present. Observational learning often leads to latent learning, as individuals may observe and store information without immediately applying it. According to exam-focused definitions, latent learning refers to learning in which a new behavior is acquired but not demonstrated until reinforcement is provided. And it is also described as learning that occurs without reinforcement of specific responses and involves changes in how information is processed. Both of these descriptions have been asked in exams, making latent learning a high priority concept.